Okay, so I'm just going to go through this proportion question to help one of our students. So today we've got, if 8 builders can build a wall in 20 hours, how many hours would it take 5 builders to build the same wall? Okay, so people have been having quite a lot of problems with proportion questions, and I think that's for a very good reason, because these are really some of the hardest questions you come across in the 11 plus. But once you understand that there's always going to be 3 moving parts to each of these questions, it can start to become a lot simpler. So there's always going to be some unit of labor, which in this case, it's going to be either like someone doing something, some people doing something, a machine doing something. But in this case, it is going to be these 8 builders are the labor. Okay, and then they're going to be doing something. They're either going to be making something or consuming something. So in this case, they're building a wall, which is, in this case, it's output, so what they're making, but it could also be, in other questions, consumption. Like it could be, for example, kind of how much food would last between them. And then you're always going to have a unit of time over here, which is, in this case, is 20 hours. Okay, so it's all about how these 3 moving parts work together. So how I like to write it is I'll just say, well, 8 builders, they're going to build 1 wall in 20 hours. Okay, so before trying to go straight to 5 builders, one really effective technique is just to think about the case of 1 builder. So I'm going to say, well, what about 1 builder? So we've got 8 times less, or divided by 8 number of builders. So a good question to ask yourself now is, well, is it going to take them more or less time to build the wall? And we know it's going to take them more time, because obviously it's going to take 1 person more time to do something than 8 people. Okay, so we know that these have an inverse relationship. So as we decrease the number of builders, we're going to increase the time by the exact same amount. So we're going to times by 8, which means to build this 1 wall, it's going to take 20 times 8, 2, 8, 16, 160 hours. Okay, so now we've found the case for 1 builder. It will take 160 hours to build the wall. We can scale it up to 5. So now I'm going to say 5 builders to build 1 wall is going to take. But now we know the relationship. We know it's an inverse relationship. So now we can think, well, we've got 5 times as many people. So we're going to divide the amount of time it's going to take by 5. So let's just do some quick bus stop method. 5 into 160. 1 going to 1. Goes in 16 3 times. 1 left over goes into 10 twice. So that's 32 hours. So that means it would take 5 builders 32 hours to build the wall. So that's going to be the final answer here.